Welcome everyone to the New Fly Fisher. I'm your host, Bill Spicer. On this week's show, I'm guest of Gary Lang and Bowman Island Charters, and we're going to be fishing the Straits of Nipigon. The fish in the area are lake trout, rainbow trout, brook trout, and huge pike. We'll discuss equipment, flies and techniques, and everything you need to know to be successful in this area. It's going to be a great show. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Let him go back to live another day. Away he goes. Great fish. Wow. Oh, baby. Look at that fish. Stop, wiggle, on the way down.
The New Fly Fisher has been made possible thanks to Algoma Kinawabi Travel Association, Ontario Tourism, Islander Precision Reels, and Orvis Sporting Traditions.
On today's show, the New Fly Fisher crew travels to Bowman Island, located in northern Lake Superior in the Straits of Nipigon. Our host is Gary Lang, owner of Bowman Island Charters. Starting from the town of Nipigon, Gary will take us on a beautiful 4-hour cruise through the Straits of Nipigon to his remote wilderness lodge on Bowman Island. Gary has been traveling out here for 48 years, and with that kind of experience, I'm sure my trip will be successful. Our strategy for today is to fish the numerous creek mouths that are located along the shorelines of the area islands. The water coming out of these creeks is a few degrees warmer than the frigid lake, thus attracting hungry fish. Now Gary, I've been here, this is my third cast I think. I think my first cast I got a big hit. And I've got a small, it's a brook trout. Okay. Bring this up. And I like what Gary's got here. He's got a rubberized net. So I will be able to get the hook out fairly easy. It was a hook, just a small brookie, but it's a good start. I've been here, that's my third cast. Put him back, and away he goes. Well, that didn't take us long, did it? I'm liking this place already. Now Gary tells me there's much larger fish here, so you can get anything from lake trout to pike, brook trout, everything's here. So this is exciting for me. Wow.
Bowman Island Charters was started about 20 years ago when I originally purchased or refitted my trawler to be used as a charter boat on the lake. We actually fished from small boats that I towed along behind the essentially the mothership, and then eventually bought property out here and started evolving the business out of Bowman Island and made my headquarters here, and in the last 5 years have been in the process of building and establishing a lodge.
I decided to change my rig to a stillwater setup. I switched to a floating line and a 9-foot leader, and then I added a quick release indicator and placed it approximately 4 feet from my weighted leech pattern. When you get these conditions with a bit of a roll in the waves and a little ripple, what it does to that indicator, it's doing to my balanced leech underneath. So it's a do nothing type of technique that the actual wave action is there you go, is making your action for you. Yeah, I got another little brookie. It's a little better fish. It's Looks to be about 1.5 pounds. Brook trout are very voracious feeders. They'll cannibalize themselves, are very aggressive fish. And I'm glad he's got this nice long-handled net. Draw it over, and away we go. Another fine brook trout from the Straits of Nipigon. And away he goes. This stillwater technique is so effective with these slip indicators. Let's go with Phil Rowley, and he'll show us exactly how these slip indicators work.
Quick release indicator is simple to use. I slid the indicator in the assembled position onto the leader. I have the black peg at the fly end of the leader. This tends to foul less when casting. I simply now disengage the black peg, pinch the back of the indicator so the monofilament can't move, push on it. This causes the leader to loop like so. And this peg pinches this loop between the indicator and itself. Now when the indicator is floating in the water and a fish grabs the fly and pulls it under, I lift, the indicator disengages, and we're free sliding, and we can fight the fish and hook fish in any depth of water because the indicator is not going to get in the way of landing the fish. It's a great thing to use, and every kit bag should have one.
Yeah, what we have here too is there's an abundance of wildlife, especially if you walk the trails. You're bound to see the moose that are in the area, and if you're near the lakeshore, you'll see the bald eagles soaring the shoreline looking for fish. There's otters, there's loons, many species of ducks, and you know, a lot of other things that you could see here enjoying the nature.
Some creek mouths are not as visible as others. Sometimes the water filters down through the soil and empties into the lake as upwelling springs. These are excellent areas that will attract bait fish, and where you have bait fish, other larger fish are attracted. On Gary's suggestion, I changed over to a sinking line with a traditional red and white fly to try for some pike. What I'm doing is the boat is drifting along the shoreline. We have a weed bed under us. I just casted out my sinking tip line. Now I'm using a countdown method of about 10 to 15 seconds, allowing it to sink to the bottom. Then I'm holding my rod tip close to the water, and I'm just giving little short strips like this. That's what I was doing to take that last fish. And you know when you get a hit. Ooh, something big under me there. Big old pike. Big old pike.
Real big here. Get it to bite.
Fish on. Okay. All right. Oh, it's a pike. It's a pike. I just changed flies over to a red and white bunny leech, and we're fishing right over top of some deep weeds. Oh, wow. Woo-hoo. I got a sink tip line on, and here he comes. Oh, it's a decent one. Look at him. Oh, it's a good pike. Now I got bit off earlier completely, so I put a bite tippet on. Oh yeah, it's a big pike. Wowee. Have they ever got the fishing up here? Look at this. Now that's, he's gonna be a little bit large for the net. Oh, and he let go. And he took my fly. Oh my, what a disappointment. He took my fly. Well, that just goes to show you, that was a huge pike. And all I can do is try it again. My God, he bit right through the bite tippet there. My goodness. Oh well, let's try it again. I got another one of them I'm pretty sure of. And we're actually in deep water, a whole lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. And we've got a weed patch down here. Some fallen trees I see. Let's see what it is. It looks to me like a good-sized brook trout. I've got a sink tip line up because I want it to go down. The depths vary dramatically on Lake Superior. And this is a very nice looking brook trout. This will be considered a coaster. For those who have fished them, realize how large they get. This is a good fish. This is a very nice fish. Not quite ready yet. And we have ourselves one very, very nice looking brook trout. And first off first, I want to get the fly out. Very nice Lake Superior brook trout. About 3 pounds, maybe 3.5, okay. And away he goes. Well, I'm actually after steelhead. They say the steelhead come in here every year and they load up, so I've been after steelhead, and the brook trout are a definite bonus. But like any good resource, you got to protect it. Release the brook trout. Keep the steelhead if you want a meal. At least, you know, you can have one for a meal. How many do you need? But release the brook trout. Oh man, great.
Yeah, the species that we catch here are the ones that are targeted are mainly lake trout, and seasonally between say Victoria Day weekend to the end of June, speckled trout is very prevalent in the area and a very sought after fish. We also get rainbows for the rainbow run that comes to the mouth of the creeks to spawn and does run up some of the creeks. And then the lake trout come in a little later, around the 1st of June until end of June, mid-July, depending on the season temperatures.
The flies we used today were Zuddlers in brown, olive, and black. We also had good luck with bunny leeches in gray and tan, and red and white. Clouser minnows were also effective, and the balanced leech. Here's the recipe for the Conehead Zuddler, the most successful fly of the day. Hook is a Mustad R75S 9674 in sizes 2 through 8. The thread is 6/0 black. The tail is 6 to 8 strands of pearlescent crystal flash. The body, holographic silver diamond dubbing. The wing/tail is black rabbit zonker strip. The beard, red diamond wing fibers. The legs, black round rubber hackle, 2 strands per side. The collar, natural deer hair, spun and clipped. The head, silver cone. Got something. Yes, sir, another fish. I was on an indicator, and so I decided to start casting again with a Zuddler. The muddler minnow was invented up in this area. Excuse the sound of my reel, but I'm trying to manage my line, get it up here. I have quite a bit out there. And this is a combination between a zonker and a muddler. It's got a bullet head on it. Now let's see what I got here. I haven't seen it yet. Feels decent. Another brook trout, and it's a good brook trout. It's a very good brook trout. And thank you very much, Gare. The brook trout in this area are known for their size. I'm gonna have to manage my line a little better here. Get her a little tighter. And this guy wanted it bad. This is a big male. There we go. This is a very large male. Give you a quick show of the fish here. Big male with a kype. Lovely, lovely fish. Healthy. And we'll get him back in the water as soon as we can. And from here, I'm just going to have to let him drop. And away he goes. Oh, wow.
That was a nice one.
That was a really decent fish there. We're at the creek mouths here. I've said it before, but we're waiting for the rainbow trout to come in, and they're staging, getting ready to run. The brook trout are a bonus here. Let them go quickly. Don't keep them. Let them go. We're after the rainbow trout. I haven't got any yet, but hopefully one will come along. Now the rods we use today are 7 and 8 weights. Reason being, the fish in the area are big. As you've seen with the brook trout and that big pike that I lost, you need something with some backbone. You also need a stiffer action rod. Reason being is we're throwing weighted systems and large flies. Now the reels, large arbor reels with a good drag system. Simple again, the size of the fish. You need something that will handle that big of fish. Large arbor reels are recommended because trout will run directly at you at any given time. So you need the capacity to take up line fast. So it's 7 and 8 weight rods, 9 feet long, stiff action. Now the lines I was using today are 3 basic lines. The first is a floating line. And that's what I was using when I was indicator fishing with the balanced leech. That for the most part worked because the water there is not that deep, 2 to 6 feet deep, so you can get down that far with this. I also had an intermediate sinking line, which is completely clear, as you can see here. That works for your deeper water into 8, 10 feet, and you want a uniform sink to get it to the bottom. And then bring your whatever fly you're using along the bottom at a steady pace, and at the end, then it raises up. But for the most part, I used a sinking tip line. Now this sinking tip is a type 3 sinking tip. It's not the heaviest. Again, the water isn't that deep, but you need to get your presentation down to the fish. For the most part, this worked really well, especially for the pike. The pike were down about 6 feet and in the weeds, and that's where I had to get this down to, and it worked quite well. So a floating line, an intermediate line, and a sinking tip line. That's what you need in this area. Another fish, all right. This Zuddler is really working well. The fish here are incredible size. Oh yeah, this is a good fish. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. Ah, right. Now we're in a lake situation. I can't put much side pressure. So all I got to do is let him fight the rod itself. Man, big head shakes. I can't get over this. And he's gonna go for a run. Good run too. Look at this. Holy crow. Oh my goodness, look at the size of them. This one, it's a thick fish, my goodness. Look at the size of this. I think this is gonna be my record. Would you look at that? My goodness. Oh, I'm excited about this. I'm shaking actually. This feels to be more than 6, possibly 7. I'm not gonna try to weigh him. I'm gonna get him back in the water as quick as I can. And away he goes. Oh, oh, look at me, I'm shaking. That, I couldn't believe it, how hard this thing hit. And the head shakes were unbelievable. Unbelievable. You gotta come to Ontario's beautiful North Country, visit the Nipigon area, see Gary, see Ray, see them all. It's just a wonderful, wonderful place. Well, I've come to the end of my trip here in the Straits of Nipigon. I highly recommend you give Gary Lang and Bowman Island Charters a call for your next fishing trip. For more information on this show and others in this series, visit us on the web at thenewflyfisher.com. From all of us here at The New Fly Fisher, thanks for joining us. Tight lines. We'll see you next week.
The New Fly Fisher has been made possible thanks to Algoma Kinawabi Travel Association, Ontario Tourism, Islander Precision Reels, and Orvis Sporting Traditions.